Hello! Hei, hei, hipp hipp hurra! Gratulerer med dagen til Norge. So for those of you who don't speak Norwegian, that basically means congratulations on your day. And that's what Norwegians say today, the Syttende Mai, which is 17th of May, Norway's Constitution Day. Thanks for joining me. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm super happy that you're here. And as usual, I'll kind of talk a little bit about each tune, and if this is your first time, welcome. And I can talk a little bit about Hardanger Fiddle as we go. Today's a special day, and it's a little strange for the second year in a row to not have the standard parade in Ballard, because I live in Seattle, and there's usually a big parade, thousands and thousands of people attend, and lots of events, and not happening this year. So instead, a live stream. But this is a special live stream because my parents are in this room, so I'm actually playing for an audience of 2. So that is exciting. So if you hear them laugh or clap, it'll be great. Thanks for vaccinations. We can be in a room together after having it be much harder. So yay. All right. I think I'll just start with a tune, and I can see your chats. I have a fancy setup here. So I would love to see you say hello and chat because that makes it more fun. All right. So I'll get started. I have several tunes for you, and we'll just kind of go from there. So this first tune is very festive. It's called TORBJØRNVALSEN. It's a waltz that I learned while living in Norway when I was 20. And it's from southwestern Norway, close to Stavanger, which is also where my roots are. In this little town called Nesvik, a town of probably less than 70 at this point. Maybe 60, who knows, maybe even 50. But that's where my roots are, and this close to Stavanger. This tune is also close to that area. And hello, sister and Kelly and Luke, nice to see you. Well, I can't see you, but you know. Okay, here's TORBJØRNVALSEN. You guys can clap. Thank you. Please clap, parents. Thank you. Okay. Yes, that tune is very fun. It's, I don't know, super jolly. Although it does have that little sad section in the middle, but I'm just gonna check my tuning for the first time, not the last. So why do Hardanger Fiddle players spend so much time tuning? There's actually an answer. turning up my tuner here. The strings are made out of gut, like animal gut. And like Baroque strings were made back in the late 1600s and early 1700s. So they get out of tune pretty often. But I thought I would make it further than one song. It's okay. Oh, good, my cousin. Hi, Anne. And I'm seeing a couple of students here. So nice to see you. Thanks for joining in. All right. I'm going to play a Hallingspringer. And what that means in a very abbreviated definition is that it's a springer, which is a tune in 3 from the region of Hallingdal. And the 3 is uneven, and you can't really tell. You'll be able to maybe see my knees moving slightly differently, but it doesn't matter if you can't see that. All right. And this is called SYLKJEGULEN, and I learned it while I was in Sweden at the Nordic Fiddlers Block Camp. And this, I learned it from Olaf Luxembourg Mjelva. Tara, just 3 blocks away. Nice to see you. Or see you on the chat. Always so funny. If you are just joining, I can't tell how many people are here. if you hear other people clapping, it's because my parents are here. This is my first live stream with other people in the room, which is super exciting. So it's really nice to have a live audience. So thanks for being not in the room, but hopefully out in the real world soon. Okay. The next tune is called Ja, Norway, and this one, my dad gave me a thumbs up, I'm not quite sure. This one is a Vassarul, so it's a dance from the region Voss, also in southwestern Norway, and it's a pretty, the dance has a little bit of a lilt to the step, but it's felt in 1 or 2. And this one feels very circular and almost feels like we lose track of the beat. So, but it's fun to play. Ja, Norway. Yeah, that one's super fun to play. Thanks, Jonathan. And another fellow Oli here. Hello, Umyaya. Great. So those of you who are just joining me, welcome. It's Norway's Constitution Day. I wrote it in the stream title, so hopefully you got that. And this is the Hardanger Fiddle, the national folk instrument of Norway. In Norwegian, it's called the Hardanger Fiddle. And I really like playing it, and I've been teaching it a lot during COVID. A lot of my students actually don't live in Seattle, so it's pretty easy to continue teaching remote and starting off remote and still teaching remotely, obviously. So anyway, this has been fun. And quite a crowd. That's great, Chris. All right, so the next tune I'm gonna play is kind of ridiculous, and maybe you'll realize I think it's a very silly tune, but it's a Rhinelander, and Rhinelanders are a really fun dance tune. Pretty much all the tunes I'm going to play tonight, with the exception of one, are dance tunes, and KLUNKEN, what I'm about to play, is a Rhinelander, meaning it's kind of like a schottish, and it's more of a bouncy tune, and people love dancing to it, including myself, so you can dance if you know how to dance this. And you'll see why it's silly. Okay. That tune, I always think, na 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 boo boo. And it has pizzicato, which is kind of uncommon, and I try to not do it very hard because the strings will go out of tune. Oh, Teresa, how difficult is it to switch to Hardanger Fiddle from traditional violin? Great question. So for me, with classical violin, I generally use a shoulder rest 98% of the time. And this, I don't use a shoulder rest. Partially, I use a shoulder rest because it helps me shift and vibrate on violin, but you don't do either of those things on the Hardanger Fiddle. Everything's in first position, or you just kind of stay for people who are not string players. You don't have to go up and down your instrument like this, traditionally. And so you can hold, I mean, you'll see fiddlers who hold their instrument down here and whatever. And for me, it's such a different type of music. I mostly play classical violin. This is kind of my side hobby. But with Hardanger Fiddle, it's all the tunes are learned by ear, and so it's just a different way of learning than classical violin. So I kind of just have my folk brain and my classical brain. I hope that answers your question. So you may see this little Venmo and PayPal here. If you have a couple dollars to spare and you want to tip, you can tip me there. There's also, oh, look at this. You can tip old school too. Wow, a $5, thank you. So, yes, I mean, if you could send me a check, I don't know, that's dumb. If you can, that'd be great, but totally fine if you just want to sit and enjoy as well. All right, so the next tune I think is very iconic Norwegian. So I remember hearing this tune when I was, I don't know what age, but this tune is heard throughout Norway, and it's a wedding march, but it sounds very celebratory and triumphant for today, for Norway's Constitution Day, and it's called BRUEMARSJ fra SELJORD, so bridal march from SELJORD in Telemark. And the strings, I'll answer that next question. The strings are mostly, about 80% of the tunes are tuned in 5th, 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 4th, but is a whole step higher than the violin. So that's an F sharp, a B, an E, and another B. So I'll be staying in that tuning today because it's easier than playing two different fiddles or tuning midway. you for clapping. I hope you're clapping at home if you're watching this on the live stream. Oh, good. Settled on the prairie. Maybe that's my aunt and uncle. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, happy to play that BRUEMARSJ as well. It's been fun. There's been a lot of Zoom opportunities to learn lots of tunes during COVID. So I've been taking some workshops, learning some new tunes. And in one more tune, I will play a brand new tune I don't think I've ever played live. So, but I'll play one more tune before that tune. I'm actually going to play 2 Valdresspringars in a row. The first one is called ØSKESEKKEN. And what Valdresspringar means is that it's a springar, another one of those to spring, one of those dances in 3/4 time, but where the 3 is uneven in Valdres. And in Valdres, the beat pattern's even more uneven. It's more of a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'll be tapping that and also playing something that doesn't necessarily seem to line up, but check my sympathetic strings. Okay, not bad. There are 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 3 strings that lie underneath the fingerboard and provide more resonance. I have a student, Luke, who I think is watching and could explain the physics about that some more because he teaches physics. Maybe you can write about it in the chat, Luke. Okay. All I know is that the sound waves, 440 is an A, but the sound waves, if they're moving at the exact same sequence, no, not sequence. I put on the spot. Luke, you can write about it in the chat. But basically, when they're moving at the same time, they provide more resonance. And if your strings are out of tune with each other, then they don't resonate at all. You can actually watch it move and vibrate when it's resonating. All right, so this is ØSKESEKKEN. I learned this from Karn Code. this really nerdy mug, but it's very fitting for today. There's just water in here. A lot of you already know this, but I'm having a baby, which is why this bunad is maybe looking a little funny. It's on the ultimate last buckle. Woo! Anyway, yes, due August 2nd, so hello world. Hopefully they like Hardanger Fiddle, because they'll be hearing a lot of it. And thanks to my great partner, Peter, who's making the titles happen right now without me doing anything. So thank you. And that's the third clapper if you hear 3 people clapping. All right, so this next tune, SJAHEIMEN, is very different from ØSKESEKKEN, the one I just played. So the one I just played is very singable. Right, it repeats. It has this top section, and then the bottom section is the same thing, just an octave lower. This tune is very different. I actually urge you to try to sing along the second time through. Except maybe not the people in this room. It'll confuse me. So it's very, it doesn't really have a clear melody, let's say that. After that one. I think my face got really red because I was focusing so hard. Oh, are you carrying a tip jar, Dad? Do you need to add something to this? Whoa! Oh my word. That's actually my money, but you know, he's just using it for a prop. But thank you. Yes, I have my Venmo and PayPal here if you so desire. I'm just gonna check my tuning again. And hi Genevieve, thanks for your claps from your living room. Oh my. Must be the candles making this room warm. You can always blame other things. If you're out of tune, blame your instrument. If your bow makes a weird sound, blame your bow. I had a teacher once who looked at his bow when he made a mistake. So he always knew that was his tell. Anyway, wonder what my tell is. I'll probably get red in the face. Okay. Here we go. Next tune. This is a halling. I can't believe I haven't played a halling yet. Hallings are some of my favorite dances to play. They're in even time, and they're very fun to watch as well. So you can Google halling and watch some of these amazing acrobatic moves. And this is called LAUS etter DEKKO, or TORBJØRNVALSEN. Sorry, my dad is dancing right now, and it's pretty amazing. Okay, I wish you could see. Okay. It's very different having a live audience. Okay, so this is, yes, I learned this in Norway from Rebecca Loft, who also went to St. Olaf and has been living in Norway, I think, for the last 15 years almost. All right. I can remember how it starts. This is what happens when you have so many tunes in your head. tune's really fun to play. And you probably saw my tell. Well, I did it kind of on purpose. So I know there are a couple of violinists and violists watching right now, and violists don't really have to deal with this as much, but the E string squeak that you heard, kind of like if you don't get the right traction on the E string, it's a very fine line because you can't really press hard on the E string, but then you get a little squeak. That happened in that. I know that some of you noticed. Anyway, and I looked, maybe you didn't notice, but I ought to be a violist to not have those happen. Okay, so the next tune is a listening tune. So this is the only tune I'm playing tonight that's not a dance tune. And it has a story. So I want you to really sit back and relax and think, imagine yourself on a Norwegian countryside. It's about these milkmaids who are sitting on the mountainside, who really would rather, actually, now I've forgotten. Anyway, sorry, the short story is, they're sitting on the mountainside, and you can hear some animals, and you can hear some dance tunes happening in maybe a house nearby. So listen for the dance tunes and listen for the animals. Yeah. Good. Yes, and you heard the cows mooing. My favorite part. And yeah, hopefully some of you heard birds. One of my favorite things in the world. Great, so that was a listening tune. And I hope you were transported to Norway on Norway's Constitution Day. So, hip hip hurrah. Okay. I'm going to play one more Valdrespringer because they're so fun. That's that tap, uneven tapping Springer. And this one is maybe one of the only tunes I've learned just straight off of a CD. Generally, when you learn tunes, you learn it from a teacher or a workshop or a group class. But I just really like this one, and maybe it's because it's the first one on Karin's Code album. Her album from 1998, I think, called Norsk Spring Dance, I think. Anyway, so maybe that was the first one I heard all the time, but who knows? I like it. It's called VARA LAUSKAR, and it means the bachelor. Thanks, Kelly, for answering that question. Yes. Unknown gender. There will be no gender reveal party. If we did, it'd be like, we don't know! The reveal will be when the child is revealed into the world. All right, skål. If you're celebrating Syttende Mai. Well, you are if you're here, so yay. Skål is pretty obvious. Well, it means cheers if you didn't figure that out, but cheers. Okay, great. So I have a handful of tunes left for you. I want to make sure we're pretty much done by 8:30 because I get it. We're all screen fatigued. I appreciate you being here so much. So, oh, I hear some change happening. Looks like I need my tip jar filled. Thank you for that 85 cents. Woo! Okay. Yes, if you would rather pay not old school way, I have my Venmo and PayPal right here somewhere. It actually wasn't on my set list, but maybe I can play it at the very end as an encore. Okay, this one I learned a few years ago and then totally forgot it and then rewatched the video from Loretta Kelly, who's the president of Hardanger Fiddle Association of America. So I relearned it last week. And it's a Schottish, which is the same thing as a Rhinelander, and this is originally a Norwegian tune, but the Swedish band Harv has kind of taken it, and I think it's definitely on one of their albums. And this one I think sounds the most American out of any of them, actually, so you can tell me what you think. Yeah, so that's kind of short and sweet, very simple tune, just 2 parts, but yeah. Sounds very bluegrassy American Fiddle to me. All right, I have 4 tunes left for you. And then maybe you don't know Snoot. Well, I'll play it at the end. Okay. This one, BASKEN. This is kind of an intense tune to learn online, and I learned it from Olaf Luxgård on a Zoom call almost a year ago at the very beginning of COVID. And yeah, it's a Hallingspringer. So another one of those 3 beats, but these ones are more even than the Valdere Springer. All right. For those of you joining late, my parents are sitting here. Yay, vaccines! We can be in the same room. My first live stream with an audience that is live of 3 people in my apartment. Yay! All right. This next tune is also kind of a classic Norwegian tune. I wanted to have some classics in today for Norway's Constitution Day. And this tune can be sung. It's kind of like ØSKESEKKEN, if you remember from before, and totally fine if you don't, where it's pretty singable. So you can try to sing along the second time through. And it's a springer from Telemark called HASLEBUSKENE. It means the hazel bushes. I'm forgetting to tell you what some of these titles mean. I'm sorry, but you can always email me later or something. All right, here we go. Almost played the wrong tune in my head before I started. Okay. All right. Oh my. Okay, well, maybe I'll go to like 8:35. I will talk less and play more. Because I do want to play this tune because it's one of those tunes that I learned at St. Olaf 15 years ago and then kind of forgot for a while. So it's good for me to practice it. This is Spinningar from Vestland, or Western or Southwestern Norway, where my roots are, and it's a steady beat pattern. So steady 3. you. I played it through once. You know, it's getting late. I'm quite warm in this wool bunad. So that's my real excuse. No, it's been great playing for you. I have, I do want to play this tune, Rørospols, because it's very Norwegian. This is the type of tune you would hear a group playing when you're walking through Ballard today for the parade, normally. So it's very recognizable, and I like to play this. And then I'll play the encore of Knut. Okay, I guess it's silly to announce you're going to play an encore, but anyway, this is Rørospols. Teresa learned that from Andre Ian. I'm not sure which tune you were referring to, but SYNDEBUKKEN I did, which was the one right before this, if that was your question. Okay. Thanks so much for being here. And I probably won't do one of these again for a while. Oh yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, Peter, for writing that in. You know, with a baby coming, I might not be as active online. Although I wasn't doing anything from October until now, I guess, so I could have done another live stream, but it's okay. COVID. Yeah, so if you like what you heard, feel free to tip, and if you didn't like what you heard, you can still tip if you want, or don't, or whatever. Okay, so this is Knut. It's a halling requested by Pam. I'm just guessing that that's your name, even though you can put it whatever name you want, I guess, on this. All right. if you want to write in the chat how you heard about this, that'd actually be kind of informative for me, whether it's through my email or Facebook or Instagram. Just be interesting. Just because it's hard to know. Yes, Pam is your name. Hello, Pam. Thank you. Yeah. So you want to write in the chat how you know about this, how you knew about this. That'd be great, just for my own purposes. I'll just wait like a minute if you want to write that in, and if not, that means you already left, which is also fine, but curious to know. And gratulerer med dagen, Norge, and hipp hipp hurra. And thanks for listening. I'm happy to answer any other questions too. And, oh, Facebook, okay, great. Thank you for answering. Ah, cool. So suggested videos on YouTube. Cool, thanks for that info. So no one, maybe the email is not. Oh, Kelly, 4 ways. Yes, it's nice to have friends that are supportive. Lots of Facebooks, okay. Yeah, tusen takk for listening and being here. And yeah, great. I'm if this was your first time, so happy you came. Happy to be here. A couple more people are typing in. I'll give it 1 more minute. Well, 30 more seconds. You have to act fast. I want to take this bunad off. All right. Thank you. Have a great night, or if you're somewhere else in the world, whatever time of the day you're doing things or whatever. But goodbye from Seattle. Ha det bra.